Hi and welcome to my channel. I have an unboxing of the Pink and Main November 2021 Crafty Courtyard kit. This one's called Hello You. Just arrived today and I'm pretty excited because even though the color palette and the theme of the box has nothing to do with Christmas, I thought because the stamp and die set includes a wreath that maybe I could use this for some Christmas cards in your non-traditional Christmas colors. So you'll see that if I post a video on my makes with this kit. But let me first start off with the cardstock that we get. So we get 2 sheets of the Ice Rink 110-pound cardstock. And then there's a sheet of glitter paper. And then we get some colored cardstock, solid core, basil paper. There's 2 with a textured weave, and then this one has a more, has a different kind of texture to it. This one's called Daisy. Oh, that's pretty. And then this one has the embossed kind of polka dot to it. So really nice. Fits with our color palette pretty well. Kind of missing the purple though, but I think they've pretty well got everything else. Then of course the embellishments, we have a sequin pack. I think they're all the same size and they're kind of on the smallish side, which is sort of nice. And then my favorite, the enamel glitter dots. Love these, and of course a perfect match with our color palette. Then we have the pattern papers, which kind of a throwback to how the pattern papers used to come, where they were sort of in this sort of booklet and attached at the top with glue. These days they've been coming in loose sheets, so I definitely prefer that, but all I did was just I tore them all out just so that it would be easy to show them, because these also feel like they are a little bit more of a matte finish. But it's the same in the sense of you still get 24 sheets. There are 24 unique patterns. Each sheet is double-sided. And so each individual sheet, you'll have 2 exactly like this. So that way you can use each of the patterns once if you want, or if you need 2 sheets of the same pattern, you'll have that. And one of the interesting things with the papers this month is that they're all sort of geometric lines, basic shapes. So there aren't any images or prints with graphics. So these are going to be really easy to use as mats and layers. And on top of that, the other thing that I thought was pretty neat about it is that the next 18 sheets that I show, I've grouped them because they basically have all 6 the same pattern in all 6 colors that are in our color palette for this month. So here the first one's a zigzag pattern, and we get that zigzag in all 6 colors. There you have it. And then the next pattern we get is this sort of small polka dot pattern, and again in all 6 colors of our color palette. And what I thought was really neat about this was that if you wanted to make, let's say, like a note card set or just a set of cards that were similar, you could totally do that. And then the last pattern here is stripes, but you can see how the colors are matching up. But you could totally create sets of cards, but just have them each in a different colorway. So I thought that might be a neat idea, because then you have the same patterns in each of the 6 colors. So I might try that as well. I don't know which way I'm going to go with this, whether I try to use it for Christmas cards or I try to make note card sets with this, because it would be really nice because then you can, like, if you use a couple of these patterns, I mean, you have them in all 6 colors, and then you can create a set of 6 or a set of 12 cards, just in the same layout but different colorway. So I thought that would be a neat idea also. Now getting into the stamp and die set. So here's what I mean, where you have this wreath, and I think it's a nice size. It's, let's see, 3 inches across, both of them. And one is just leaves all the way around. And then this one is leaves interspersed with, I think, oranges. I'm not sure. But when I saw this, that's why I thought maybe I could use it for Christmas, because even though I'm not familiar with the tradition, I'm aware of a tradition of like dried oranges around the Christmas season. And often you'll see them incorporated into wreaths. So I thought maybe I could use this one, but if not, I could use the plain one and then bring in some poinsettias or some holly from a different set, and then add that to this in order to make this a Christmas wreath. So I really like that these are rather generic in a good way, meaning you can then adapt it to whatever season you want to create your card for. So I think that's really nice. The other thing that is kind of cool about this is that you also get these solid stamps. So this is a solid stamp, that's a solid stamp. These two combined will add the color to your wreath, to this wreath. And then this is a solid stamp that will allow you to color in this wreath. So you can just stamp your wreath with the solids, and then you don't have to actually color. If you don't want to do any coloring, you can just stamp to get your color. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And then the other thing that's really neat is that you also get some of these individual sprays or sections of your wreath. So these two will match up. So that's the outline up here. That's the solid that gets you the color or the fill. And similarly, this spray here has, I mean, it's going to match up with your wreath here. It's just repeated in a circle. But this spray has the solid that you can then color that with, and then the solid for the, well, I'm going to call them oranges, that you can then color here as well. And what's cool about that is because they do have coordinating dies. So the full wreath for both wreaths has a die to cut it out. But then it looks like, I haven't matched it up, but it looks like those individual sections of the wreath also have coordinating dies to cut them out. So you could actually die cut out sections and make a larger wreath if you wanted something that was more substantial, or if you were making a larger size card. Or you could stamp and then layer on top portions of it just to give it some added dimension if you wanted, sort of almost like a decoupaging kind of look. So I really like that we have, you know, the wreath in full, the solid stamps to color it in, and then sections of the wreath so that we can, I mean, maybe you just want to build out half a wreath, or just have some of this design, the floral design, leafy design, as just an embellishment to your sentiment. So there are a lot of different ways of using that. And speaking of sentiments, so there's lots of sentiments on here too. So you have hello, and then you have additional phrases that you can add to that. For example, you've been on my mind lately, and it's a nice small kind of sub, you know, line that's a nice small size. Have a wonderful day. I'm grateful for you. I made this just for you. And then there's lovely and you, lovely friend. So you could do hello you, hello friend, hello lovely, lovely friend. Mix and match it however you like. Then it looks like with the dies we have a shadow layer for the word hello, which probably will die cut this out, both of these. So my guess is that, again, similar to how the wreath works, you could fill in the stamp with a different color and then maybe stamp the outline over it. And what I might do is stamp it in color first, stamp the outline with maybe a VersaFine Onyx Black, and then clear heat emboss over it so that the outline has that nice glossy enamel look. And then here with the dies, this looks like it will cut out the individual letters in hello, and then that looks like it's just one piece that could be like a backing plate for this, or like I said, to cut out the stamp. So stamp and die set I really, really like. I could see a lot of different ways of using that. Then we also get a stencil, and this is definitely one of the things that I'm really enjoying about the Pink and Main kits, because they are including so many stash building tools, things that we can keep in our craft room indefinitely and use over and over again, even once all of the embellishments in the paper have been used up. This one is, I don't know, does it have a name? It doesn't have a name, I don't think. But it's kind of I don't know what kind of pattern this is. Maybe like a starburst kind of pattern, because I sort of see almost fireworks starburst kind of design to this. So there's that. And then embossing folders, which are becoming something I use more and more of. And this is a really unique design. It's not something I have in my craft room, which again, another reason why I wanted to keep this kit, and it is a 6x6. So I really like having these larger embossing folders, whether they are 6x6 or 5x7, because then I feel like I can use it on multiple card sizes without too much effort and having to try to repeat the embossing, or just try to add some additional mats and layers to fill out a larger card. So what's nice is that if you tend to make smaller size cards, like a US A2 size card, you can still put one of those card front panels in here and that would work just fine. But if you have occasion to make a 6x6 card, then you can have this nice full pattern. And you may even be able to stretch this to for a 5x7 card and just maybe add some additional mats and layers. It's really, I think it can be a little bit hard to scale up an embossing folder that's designed just for USA 2. So I really like starting with some of these larger folders and scaling down, or, scale a little bit differently. So really love this kit, and I'm excited to try it out. I'm not sure which way I'll go with this, if I'll try to make some note card sets, because I really like how we have the different pattern papers, but in the entire colorway of color palette for this kit, or if I'll try to make some Christmas cards with this. Maybe I can combine the two ideas and make a set of Christmas cards. We'll see. But when I do craft with this kit, I'll be sure to link to that video at the end of this one. Thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.